Hey there, Aquarius fan, how you be? Let's see what kind of vibes you have to look forward to, possibly, in May of 2025. Okie dokie, so I've already pre-shuffled. Let's go ahead and cut the decks together, starting with the archetypes. This is a big deck, so putting those in three, pulling the middle to the top. And we have the ring, and we have the temple. Now both of them are heading to the right, which speaks to me of heading toward the future. On the bottom we have the shaman, which is also heading to the right. So when I think of the temple, I think this is really interesting that the temple and the shaman came up together. For me, the bottom of the deck is the main vibe of the reading, right? The cards that are pulled from it. And that was the shaman. So it makes me think of how shamans are like a bridge between those two worlds or different planes of existence, right? And how some of us, a lot of us believe that our body is our temple, right? Our body is with us everywhere we go. It's one of the few constants throughout our entire lives. And our soul, our consciousness is within that, right? And the ring tends to speak of cyclical nature, but also joining, like with marriage and such, right? In relationships. So all of these together is really giving me that there's part of this transformative time for you has been very spiritual in nature. And you've really been coming into your own and having better understanding of yourself and your mind and your body than ever before. Maybe you've just began a new routine with this year of your self-care and such, or maybe you've returned to that spiritual side of yourself that you haven't really tapped into in a long time, right? And maybe there's been a bit of inspiration from somebody else in that sense. Because I'm really feeling like somebody else. So I don't know if you did just get married or you're engaged, someone just proposed to you, or what's going on there for someone. But something's been going on with life that has really been opening your mind and opening yourself up to these things. So let's see about the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck and what that has to say about this. We have gray. Endings are inevitable. That card just hits different when it's coming up with the shaman. There's someone in your life who is either slipping away and you can feel them slipping away, or they're already gone and you've really been struggling with that. Whether it's someone who's passing on and recognizing that gone in this physical sense doesn't mean that they're lost forever, or there's an ending to a relationship that you've really been trying to hold on to and trying to make it into something that it's simply not. And you need to honor what's been and accept what is so that you can move on. Like sometimes we also need to be reminded that the other person doesn't need to hear us when we say goodbye, and in order for us to move on. Right? But this feels almost like a new understanding as well. What's the next one? Dragons, slay them all. So that speaks to me of fear and having to deal with like a bunch of bullies, a bunch of people who are always starting crap with you when they don't even know. They don't even know who they're dealing with. And the bottom of that deck is Tower. Unplug and relax for a spell. So maybe there are different fears and different challenges and obstacles that you've been dealing with. And you're being reminded that you've got this. So you just need to take a moment and breathe. Remember the sound of your own heartbeat. Remember how very capable you are, right? Let's see if we can get even more clarification through some tarot cards, cutting them like the archetypes into 3 and pulling the middle to the top. What's chapter 1? Give me some room down here, cards. Chapter 1 is the Devil card. So that's unhealthy habits, unhealthy coping mechanisms, addictions, and that black background. We were just talking about it in the Libra reading. So if you got some Libra in your chart, like your rising, ascendant, you may want to check that one out. Black backgrounds like this, because the color black can speak of protection, but with that, we're talking about like armor and stuff people are wearing, right? With black backgrounds, though, that's when we're talking about depression, mourning with a U, right? Dark nights of the soul, right? And this one, there may be things that you've been doing, you were doing, that really, okay, because we have the Temple card. Let's see what, let me go ahead and draw these other ones. Okay, 3 of hearts, sorry, 3 of swords, which are going through the heart. Chapter 3 is the 7 of cups. Chapter 4 is the prince or page of wands. Underneath the Devil card, we have the 5 of cups. So there we go. There is, I feel like this is a past tense. This gray endings are inevitable type energy. You are really struggling. Someone is really struggling to let go. There are very old wounds within you that are needing to be healed. They are crying out to you to heal. Let yourself heal. Let it go. Whatever obstacles and challenges come up, you can handle it. You are strong. You are resilient. You are brilliant, right? So the deal with the 5 of cups is they're crying over the ones that have fallen over, but if only they would just turn around and see that there are 2 cups still upright behind them. And the 2 of cups is speaking of a new beginning, a healthy, harmonious beginning in relationship, right? So the fact that we have these 2 cards coming up, with this one included, is really speaking to me of there being pain that you haven't known how to process and how to heal and work through in the past, but you're trying. You are trying. And there are times when there's so much you want to do. There are so many choices that you have, so many different things, but there's only so much time in the day and we only have so much energy, right? There's only so much time outside of work and whatnot, right? Underneath the 3 of swords is the 3 of wands. Interesting. Under the 7 of cups is the 4 of swords. Underneath the page of wands is the wheel of fortune. Those are 2 very particular major arcana. We have the devil starting and we have the wheel of fortune ending. And the thing about the wheel of fortune, I talk about this in the Libra video, so I highly recommend watching that. The Wheel of Fortune card shows up after you've been dealing with that dark night. YouTube, please, of the soul. After you've been dealing with all of that pain and loss and just trying to figure out what the heck it all means for you and where you're going to go from there. And it's saying, hey, you still have a lot of life to live. And while the unknown may be scary, it's new, right? There's so many possibilities. All the possibilities are dancing around in the unknown. That means that there's some really incredible things to experience within those possibilities as well, right? May the worst be behind you. May this card be representing that you've already experienced your rock bottom. Don't grab a shovel. Don't dig deeper, right? That was then. This is now. We're moving on. Because the only way that change can happen is when you make that change, right? It all begins with us and our lives and how we perceive. It all begins with us and how we want it to be. Our minds create our reality, right? So you're being reminded of all of that perspective, right? Like maybe you're having to deal with the consequences of treating your body like a dumpster. And now you're trying so hard to take care of yourself, right? Maybe you've stopped drinking coffee and alcohol and stuff so that you can clear out that pineal gland, right? Maybe they're just things that you recognize about yourself in these adventures that, you know, as we age up, we're figuring out what works for us and what doesn't. And we're letting go of what doesn't. May you at some point, whatever age you may be, let go of what's not working. Just let it go. Endings are not only inevitable, in many cases, they are necessary. That moment in time, that relationship, whatever it was, it played its part. It served. It did what your life experience needed from it. And it's meant to be let go of while you ride high with all that wisdom gained. So you're not making those mistakes anymore. You're not making those bad choices anymore because you've already suffered those consequences. And you know what I mean? We're moving on because this Page of Wands is, look at that clear background, right? And this Page of Wands is looking at that wand like, whatever shall I do with you? I like to think of this one as like a clean slate, like a brand new canvas. Whatever shall I do with you? There could be a message coming in involving your creativity, your passions, that inner flame within you that's still burning. Maybe it's recently been reignited. Maybe you're beginning to feel alive again in a way that you've just never experienced before. And there's an awe that you're able to feel. Maybe you're scared of messing up and you never want to fail again. These are the things that have been so important, that have kept you sane at times. You don't want to mess it up. You just got to pick one, my friend. What are you in the mood for? What do you want? What of your daydreams do you want to draw into your reality? Right? Just pick one. Is it worth it? Because you are. So just pick one. Because you have not only that Three of Swords bringing up the pain of the past and reminding you that the rain can just wash it away. It can cleanse and it can wash it away. You also have the Three of Wands for that growth, that expansion that came up underneath. These cards all feel like they are so connected. We have the pain and the mourning and loss being dealt with in the Five of Cups with the Devil above. We have the Three of Wands reminding you that life goes on. And now that you've moved on, now that you've grown, now that you've reached this point in the journey, it's time to expand. If this is a business, we're talking about taking it overseas. Franchise that up into the heavens, fam, like times 1,000. You know what I mean? And then when the Seven of Cups, they say that if you want help with figuring out which one, you know, is best for you, do some meditation. What is your intuition saying? Build that. It's another skill. It's another muscle, right? Meditation is different for all of us. I'll put up, I love using this little infographic thing to be a reminder, because I feel like some people are so quick to poo-poo on meditation. Oh, poo-poo. But like, there are different ways to meditate, right? Just remember the sound of your own heartbeat. Remember to breathe. Remember that this is your life. The battle is done. Those swords are all decoration now. They're on the wall. They're pretty darn spiffy decor, actually. I'm pretty gothic. I like that shit. But anyway, moving on. But there's that sword there, a golden sword at that, right there. Because if anything comes up, you know how to handle it. You've been there. You've done that. You've got it, fam. You've got this. And you are strong, right? It can be so easy to defer to your family. You know what I mean? To defer to someone that you respect and admire. But they can't live your life for you, fam. They're not breathing air into your lungs. You are. Thank goodness, right? So get out the sound of everybody else's thoughts and opinions and remember the sound of your own voice, your own opinions, your own way of thinking, right? No distractions. Sorry, I'm coughing and editing them out so that you guys don't have to deal with it. And then with that Wheel of Fortune, bringing in a new cycle, reminding you that it's cyclical. It's not linear. Excuse me, my goodness. This is a new chapter, my friend. And we're letting the worst be behind us. And the person who gets to hold the reins, the person who gets to decide what your life looks like now is you. What's the epilogue to this tale? The King of Cups. You can experience emotions and thoughts and experiences without getting lost in the sauce now. Oh my goodness. Throat chakra, please. This is someone with emotional maturity. They can handle the ebb and flow of life. And they know they've got that. Look at that. Their throne is like stone, but they're still floating. They managed to have a solid foundation. They are secure within themselves. They can help others and be compassionate and empathetic without losing themselves, without sacrificing themselves. And for people who have a tendency to be such people pleasers, who can be such doormats, you know, it can be really difficult to not get lost in the sauce, to not sacrifice ourselves, to not just give the shirt off of our own back. You know what I mean? The bottom of the tarot deck is the Page of Pentacles. This is a new season. These are new seeds to plant in your garden, served on a golden platter. This is a new chapter. And you have so much wisdom gained, so much strength and resiliency within you. You're figuring this out. Trust your process. Trust yourself. Keep going. Keep going, fam. Things are changing. And if you haven't really been able to see it with your own eyes, you're about to. Right now, you need to believe. You just need to believe, because you yourself have changed so much. That's your compass. Stop looking outside of yourself for a compass, for your true north. You know what I mean? That's you. That's where you lie. Okay? And you've got an incredible head on your shoulders at this point. You have some swords here for your mind. You have cups for those emotions. You have wands for that fiery passion. All of that creativity within you. Are you an artist? Are you an artist? Like, whatever shall we do next, fam? Whatever indeed, all right? Or you have messages coming in from from people who are younger than you. Incredible messages, okay? This is a time for vibing and getting comfortable with yourself and your own vibe and taking care of yourself. All of that nurturing, all of that kindness that you have shown others, it's time to show it to yourself first. You're healing. And there may be others that you're trying to help heal as well, but you need to heal too. Your voice matters too. Your opinions, you matter, all right? Right alongside everybody else. We're all special. We all have our thing, our things that we're capable of, right? There is no big, there is no small. It's all connected, right? And you're figuring that out for yourself. Enjoy the journey, right? Don't worry so much about that specific destination, okay? Take that pressure off your shoulders. There's so much you want to do. Good. Enjoy that vibe in and of itself of having so much that you want to do. You're alive. Roll with it, right? Trust yourself. Thank you so much for joining me. Oh, wait, what am I? I'm about to move you on because I don't want to take 30 minutes. I skipped the extra notes, fam. But there are two that wanted to come out. We have Kiss the Rain, because water's cleansing, right? So let it wash away. Let it wash away and let it cleanse you. And we have the lyrics to the chorus of the Britney Spears song, Out From Under, from the album, the Circus album. I don't want to dream about all the things that never were, and maybe I can live without when I'm out from under, right? Don't dwell in the pain. Don't dwell in what's happened. Move on. There are times when we need to deal with different stages of the healing process so that we can get to the next stage, right? And handle things better and better and work through it deeper and deeper. We're all getting to those root causes these days. It's just simply that point in the transformation for so many of us. Like hindsight tends to be 20/20, right? That perspective on things, right? Being able to look back and leave the pain of that moment in the past and know that the only thing that the past has to offer at this point is wisdom, okay? But if I were to draw the cards myself without them like jumping out at me, we have Pisces, and the divine is listening. Words and thoughts equals power. All right. And on the bottom is Capricorn. So we have Pisces and Capricorn, specifically with those. That's Capricorn twice, because isn't this Capricorn as well, if I'm not mistaken? Heyo. So, fam, you've got this. You've come so far. You've come so far. We're not done yet, fam. This is but the flesh wound. We are not done. You've got more to experience, more to enjoy. Trust that. Allow that, right? Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate the company. And always remember that I believe in you.